Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. I don't know why I'm filming in the room here. I'm looking out my window. It's an absolutely wonderful day. I really ought to be out there. Although, looking at my neighbour's flag, it seems very windy. But anyway, if you're having a good a day as I am, well done. It is beautiful. Not so beautiful in number 10, I think. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's no secret. It's quite openly, known that Jonathan Reynolds, the liar who is the business secretary, pretended to be a solicitor and then had to humble pie it and say, oh, well, no, I lied. So, yeah, we can just call him a liar. Don't have to worry about the courts being sued or anything like that. Him and the growler, Angela Rayner, absolutely hate each other. There's no love lost. They've clashed many times. Well, they're having another clash, of course. And this one's a beaut. He is going behind her back and writing to places like the CBI and so forth, the Confederation of British Industry, and telling them not to worry about Angela's dire, terrible employment rights bill. He will be working to soften the blow, to get the section where, for example, zero-hour contracts are going to be banned removed. He's going to get that. And he's saying these things, and she is livid. She does not want her, what we call tentpole policy to be watered down, weakened or changed, particularly not by a man that she personally dislikes immensely, to the point they actually won't talk to each other, I think. And so, of course, you've now got this fresh row growing, and open hostilities over this bill. And, of course, it isn't just Jonathan Reynolds who's concerned about it, others within the cabinet as well. They know it's a terrible idea. But apparently over the weekend, as I say, he wrote to the CBI. He was assuring them that he's working on their behalf. I know. That they're going to put like lots of exemptions for certain clauses. Certain industries will be exempt from this, or there'll be restrictions on what can happen elsewhere. They're going to try, as part of the bill, as the bill stands, part of it is that there's going to be a ban on mass redundancy. Although I don't know how you can enforce that if a business just literally goes under. Sorry, can't pay you. Done. What are you going to do? It's one of those idiot lines that she thought sounded good. But yeah, there's going to be what he calls consultations. Now, consultations, of course, is the political speak for a blazing row in the Cabinet Office, which will be good. There'll be a lot of relief among businesses that the business secretary is actually standing up for them. However, it is another row, another split, another seizure, within the Labour Party, and they've got quite a few of them. Now, Rayner is not taking this lying down, which makes a change. She's hitting back at the suggestions of this bill being weakened and watered down, and that it won't lead to growth. She says it will kickstart growth. Really, Angela, you've got really no idea at all, have you? She's saying that 0 hours are disruptive and bad for employees. Yes, that's okay then. Just get rid of everyone on 0 hour contracts then. That's what the employers will do. You want a 0 hour contract, you're fired. And they just get you. And then we'll just get them in contract labour. We can't afford to do it otherwise. What are you going to do? You get the guys that you're already employing to work harder and more. 0 hour contracts work for employers. If they can't have them, they just won't employ anyone. It's there. Now, unfair dismissal. Well, it's very, very rare you get an unfair dismissal. It's so rare they go to court because most dismissals are for a reason. The company's not making money, the company's losing or they've lost a contract, or the individual employee isn't working well, hard enough, takes too much time off, is distracted, all sorts of things. There's usually a very, very good reason to get rid of people. Employers don't really want to get rid of people because the task of actually re-employing someone else is too much effort. But, Rayner, who has never really had a job, she claims she had, and it all turns out that she hadn't. And she's lied about the years and all sorts of things and the level. So she's never had a real job. So she's not really much of an expert in it, is she? That you can tell by the contents of this bill. But anyway, she came out. She said, and I've got this noted here. She said, "These new laws will deliver sick pay from the first day you're ill." I won't carry on. She said, "Protect you from being sacked without good reason or dismissed because you refuse to agree to lower terms and conditions." If an employer changes the terms and conditions, it's usually because there's a reason. Anyway, said, we will offer guaranteed hours to those currently stuck on 0-hour contracts. It's nice because the Labour Party have got people working on 0-hour contracts, but they don't want to mention that. Anyway, now we're around the cabinet table working. People are getting the pay rise and rights they deserve, and a government determined to deliver for them. What? They're offering 3% to unions, and the unions are saying, no, we want more. And who knows? Anyway, she hasn't got it. She doesn't know what she's doing. This isn't the first time those two have knocked heads together. They are, well, I don't know how you can put it. Sparring partners is too friendly, but they absolutely do clash heads a lot. Back right at the beginning, I think it was July or August or something, right at the beginning of the government, of this Parliament. The word on the street, as it were, the word on Downing Street, was that Reynolds had raised concerns over how radical and dangerous, I suppose you could say, Reeves' bill was going to be. He feared full employment rights from day one, and including access to employment tribunals and things like that right at the beginning. It would scare businesses. It would cut growth. They wouldn't hire anyone, and particularly not young people. And again, she clashed with Red Ed earlier, didn't she, this month? It's always her, isn't it? She clashed with Red Ed earlier over the Heathrow's third runway. Reeves won that battle. And Rayner's, she got? She's got this thing called the Ethics, I can't think she calls it Ethics and Integrity Commission. Rayner, she keeps going about the Ethics and Integrity Commission. I've got to do the story on that. Yeah, there'll be a story coming up on that. I'm not going to say here because I want to expose that, the Ethics and Integrity Commission that she keeps quoting. It'll be worth it. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, another fight in cabinet, another bunch of losers fighting over which is the worst policy and then putting that one forward. Reynolds the liar and Rayner the idiot. Who's going to win? Let me know. Thanks very much. Take care. Speak to you soon. And as ever, I might spend a moment in the sun. Goodbye.